Hi everyone, it's Sarah and I'm back with another TBR video, this time for the month of May. And let me tell you, I'm really looking forward to the books this month. I've got a bunch of new releases, been doing it just like I've been doing it the last few months or so, talking about new releases, and I'm even going to be mentioning the books that are currently available that are on my TBR, some books I'm pulling forward that I was supposed to finish in April that I didn't even start reading, but I want to read. So I'm adding them to my TBR. And if you've been watching this channel, you know, I typically read what I say I'm going to. You know, not the last few months I haven't been able to get all of them, but you know, I'm not the type of person that's going to do a TBR video and then just not read anything on there. I don't understand that. So anyway, that's beside the point. So let's jump right into it. And we're going to start with the new releases in May that I am excited for. And I'm going to do chronological. What's releasing first in May that I'm excited for? So let's talk about When We Lied by Contreras. This releases May 2nd. This is 432 pages long. And I don't know. Okay, here, let's talk about this. So this follows Phineas Alexander Barlow. And I don't know who the heroine is because there's no reviews. Haven't been able to find anything online about the heroine's name, so we don't know. All we know is that they had. All I know is that they had a. It sounds like a tryst, like a hookup. So let's read this summary to kind of talk about their relationship. Okay, so 4 years ago, a fated meeting led to an inevitable hookup. Just one. It's his rule. One-time hookups, no information exchanged, and no repeats. I knew that even before he established his boundaries, and he kept his promise. I hadn't seen or heard from him since. And then it says, a year ago, when tragedy struck, he came back to town and sought me out. Gone was the disarming grin and the innuendos he used to make my knees go weak. Unfortunately, his ire was equally debilitating. Now he's back as the face of Fairview's brand new professional hockey team. And he's looking for answers I don't have. Finn won't accept that, though. He's determined to uncover my secrets as I am to keep them. He pushes as hard as I pull. It's only a matter of time before the rope snaps. Now I can only hope I'm the one left standing. So I don't know. What I was going to say is I don't know if we met him in Until I Get You. But this is also a hockey romance set in Fairview, which is where the previous book, Until I Get You, was set. So, I don't know. We could have met him. I don't remember. I liked that book. I haven't read successfully anything else by Claire Contreras, meaning I read a book kind of from her backlist and I didn't like it, so I didn't keep reading anything else from her. So, but I figured that since this is in the same kind of universe, that we'll give this one a try. So that releases May 2nd. Okay, let's move on. So releasing May 9th is Skies Over Caledonia by Samantha Young. This is book 4 of the Highland series. This is 345 pages. This is the story of Allegra and Jared. Now, we met Allegra in Among the Heather, which is book 2. She is, what is her sister's name? I don't remember. Her sister was annoying. Anyway, she was like 19 in the Among the Heather. Anyway, Jared is Sarah McCulloch's cousin, and we had a lot of. I think we met him in Among the Heather very quickly, but he was featured in Through the Glen, which is book 3. So Allegra and Jared have their story. Apparently, it is a marriage of convenience story. So let's read the summary, shall we? It's been 5 years since Jared McCulloch's father, Colm, passed away, and he inherited his farm in the Scottish Highlands. After his granddad saved him from his past life, Jared is determined to honor Colm's legacy. But not only has a series of bad luck put him in danger of losing the farm, his estranged father is disputing the will. In a desperate situation, Jared realizes he'll do just about anything to save the land, even marrying Allegra Howard, a woman he's avoided at all costs, a woman who tempts him beyond reason. So the thing about Allegra is that she's an artist. She's like a mixed media artist who's dropped out of art school because she's been really successful on her own, selling her art in galleries and also through her social media. She is, I think she's a lot younger than her sister. I think she's probably in her like early 20s in this story, if it's been 5 years since his grandfather died. Just thinking of the kind of timeline. So, it's kind of like close proximity for a marriage of convenience, probably opposites attract kind of a thing. And the thing about this series, this Highland series, is that there is some intrigue as well. So I wonder if it has anything to do with Jared's father contesting the will. And the thing about Jared's father that we learned in through the Glen is that I think he was a drug addict, or he was something where Jared was like raised really rough and then came to live with his grandfather on the farm when he was a teenager, and it really like saved his life. So I think his father might be kind of a bad dude, but I don't remember. So anyway, we'll see about this one. So. All right, then the next book that I'm excited for releasing in May is Promise Me This by Karla Sorenson. This book releases May 9th. This is book 3 of the Wilder family series. This is 394 pages. This follows Ian and Harlow. And Ian played a fairly big kind of supporting role in the book 2, which is like, it's not Promise Me This, because this one, I don't remember. It was like Cameron and Ivy's story. I can't remember the name of that book. Anyway, but he's like grumpy, and apparently Harlow is his childhood best friend. Imagine this: an author with a raging case of writer's block finds an unexpected source of inspiration in her grumpy, gorgeous new roommate. Sounds amazing, right? Except that new roommate is my childhood best friend, and Ian Wilder has been off limits since I was 5. So she hasn't been in town. She comes back to town. Apparently she's a writer now. So I don't know anything about this woman. I think she did have a cameo in the previous book. Just kind of like he was surprised that she was back in town. So we'll be excited to see this story unfold. The thing about this series and this author in particular is I call her the queen of insta-love. Man, I don't know why we can't have more things happen that makes their relationship be like more than 2 weeks. So we'll see how long the timeline is for this one. And they've known each other since they were kids, but I mean, the story that we read, it sometimes is like 2 weeks, and I just don't buy it. So I keep reading it, even though I complain about it. So cheers. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm going to take a drink, and then we're going to keep going. Okay. All right. So then, releasing May 16th is Not So Truly Yours by Julia Wolfe. This is book 4 of the Harder They Fall series. This is Miles Aldrich's story. Now, he's been in every single one of the books in the Harder They Fall series so far, which for me has been kind of hit or miss. My favorite one was book 2. I liked book 3, but I had some complaints about it. So this is kind of a solid 4-star average. Each book for me gets an average 4-star rating. Good writing. I really like Julia Wolfe's writing, but we'll see about Miles' character. So apparently this is a fake dating billionaire golden retriever boyfriend black cat girlfriend. I've never heard of that. Black cat, what is she unlucky? Does he just not want to cross her path? Is it just reverse grumpy sunshine? I don't know. Does she rub on him? What's with the black cat? I don't. Somebody help me out in the comments, right? Found family workplace. So that's kind of the setting. So apparently they are both high-level executives. Apparently he's I don't think he's CEO, but he's like a C-level executive in his his family. Or no, he's got the business with the chick from the second book. Did you love my level of preparation? Anyway, he's like an owner of his business. Okay, so apparently she also owns a business, and they are rivals for something. And I wonder if he still has a role in his family's company, hence the billionaire. But anyway, I think this is a fake boyfriend. This is fake dating trope. But let's read this summary. Okay, so the first time I met Miles Aldrich, he stole my cupcakes. The second time, I handed him a bill for what he owed me. He's a billionaire, after all. He can afford it. Third time we met, well, that was the biggest surprise of all. I walked into his office looking for help with a business plan, but I somehow walked out with a fake boyfriend. That's what it is. His business, like he and his friend, the girl from the second book, what is it? Saoirse. He and Saoirse. They're in business together, and they help launch business plans, and they help launch businesses. Okay. So anyway, let's keep reading. So Miles claims the plan is simple. He'll lend me his powerful family's reputation by posing as my boyfriend. I'll gain some important contacts, and he'll have someone by his side so he doesn't have to make excuses for why he's not dating anyone. Okay, and then it goes from there. So, okay, I hope this is a little different than fake dating. I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like we love these tropes and then they just get to be the same? So, like I said, this series has been hit or miss for me. So this is not my favorite trope, but because it was kind of like fake fiance with Saoirse and Luca in the second book. So, okay, we'll see if it's different. Okay. All right, I gotta take another drink. Okay. So The Summer I Destroyed You by Elizabeth O'Rourke releases May 22nd and is book 4 of the summer series. So let's read the summary. So Emmy. Elliott Springs has small town values, cobblestone streets, perfect scenery. These are the things I don't care about. What I do care about, revenge. No matter how compelling I find Liam Doherty, the guy focused on saving Elliott Springs, I'm going to get it. Revenge. Okay. Liam. What do you call a woman who wants to destroy everything you love, Liam, what do you call a woman who wants to destroy everything you love, yet the sight of her sets you on fire? Nemesis or future wife? And since she can't wait to leave California, I guess I know which one she is. Emerson Hughes wants to be the villain in our town's history, and the more I learn about her past here, the more I understand it. I wanted to save Elliott Springs, but I think I want to save her even more. So we'll see. This series for me has been kind of hit or miss. I really liked the last one, Summer You Found Me or something like that. Whatever, book 3. That's the one that I kept butchering the name because it was a really good redemption arc. I actually haven't read a redemption arc. I can't remember if I've ever read a redemption arc, but I thought it was really well done. And the other two I thought were boring. So we'll see about this one. Okay, let's move on. So then we have Stay by Briana Michaels. This releases May 24th, 2024, obviously. This is book 4 of the Next Level series. This is in Glitch and Flip and Click. Those are the series. 204 pages. Yeah! That's what I want. Short. Okay, here's the blurb. So Haley, I've never stayed anywhere too long and always had my heart in a cage until I met Cole. I shared everything with him, my history, my body, and secretly my heart. But we weren't meant to last. He had dreams of becoming a world-famous architect, and I had to work through my damaging past. So it gave us both what we needed, a chance. Dropping back into Cole's life after 5 years of no contact might bite me in the ass, but I can't stay away a minute longer. Our reunion quickly turns into an inferno of passion, but I have a confession to make, one that might destroy everything. Okay. Cole, I built the perfect life, but one thing's still missing. Or it's still missing one thing. Haley. 5 years ago, she drove away, taking my heart with her, and I've never fully recovered. Now she's back, and the feelings I've buried roar to life all over again because there is one unshakable truth. Haley is mine. She says she's back for good and wants a future with me, so why does it feel like she's going to run again? So this series has been super interesting. I'm really interested to know what the kink is because, you guys, this is a kinky. So I have a feeling like that was a great story. I don't know how story heavy we're going to be with these, but that's okay. I think that, stories like that sometimes are needed to kind of break up the monotony of some of these other kind of more like plot driven vehicles. So anyway, I'm excited about this one. Okay, so then that is it for new releases. Things releasing in May, right? I have a couple other, one more that released this year, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so the next book that I am going to read is What I Should Have Said by Max Monroe. Published April 19th, so this is already out, 394 pages. Let's read the summary, and then I'm going to talk about this a little bit. When grumpy, muscled-up artist Bennett Bishop bothers to speak, it's usually to say something you're not ready to hear. When he first speaks to Nora Ellis, a rambling runaway bride who hitches a ride from him, is to tell her to get out of his truck and walk because she's a pain in the ass. By appearance, Nora Ellis is a fancy fashionista who spent the last several years living the good life in the city, expensive apartments, highbrow events, and a fiance with wealth and good looks. The only problem is that she didn't choose any of it for herself. On the day of her July wedding, thanks to a letter from a stranger, Nora's world turns upside down. She runs for the hills of Vermont to start a new life, but what's waiting for her between her estranged sister, the townspeople, and bad boy Bennett Bishop himself is way more than she bargained for. So let's talk about the reviews. So I wasn't able to talk about reviews for any other books because there weren't any, because there's no ARC reviews in, and they're new releases, right? Okay, so this book has already gotten 4.7 out of 5 stars on Amazon, and 4.6 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, which is, I think, really impressive. Typically, the spread between Amazon and Goodreads is wider than that, and typically Goodreads is way lower than Amazon. So I am actually really excited for a good story. And this is the AI summary of the reviews, which is a new feature they have in Amazon, and I am here for it. Okay, here's why. So the customers find the writing style gripping, beautiful, and spicy. They also describe the emotional tone as one of the most emotional books they've read, with moments that make them laugh, smile, swoon, and cry. Readers praise the romance as great and the ending as happy. Or a happy ending. Okay, good job, AI. They say the characters are well written and the story captures all the emotions. I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool how there's a summary there, because I'm somebody who I'll read through a handful, maybe 5, 3 of the 3-star reviews, and there's things I'm looking for. If it's heroine was annoying, miscommunication, or a couple other things, keywords, I'll typically not read them. And if the 3-star is more than 10 or 12%, I typically won't read the book. So that's not an issue with this one. So I'm excited for it. Okay, so then the next book I want to read in May, and with spread between Not So Truly Yours, there's a week in between Not So Truly Yours and The Summer I Destroyed You. I'm going to try to read some of these other ones that are already out. Okay, so then the next one is Sinners Anonymous by Sam Sketcher. This published December 28th of 2021, And this is 348 pages. So this is an interesting book. This one is a best of TikTok. People really like it, or they don't, and here's why. So this is a fiance's nephew age gap, slow burn, forbidden, grumpy sunshine, dark romance, a rich anti-hero, and spanking, isn't it? Which is fun. It's fine. It's just funny that made it to the tropes. I'm okay. All right, hold on. I gotta take another drink. Okay, so let's read what the customers say about this, okay? Customers say that customers find the storyline interesting with an impressive amount of sexual tension. They also appreciate the different relationships between the brothers and their family. Customers describe the protagonist as adorable and great. They find the book pretty great and appreciate all the little giggles. Opinions are mixed on the writing quality, with some finding it well written and others finding it oddly worded. Readers are also mixed on spice, with others finding the flavor delicious and hot, while others find it unappealing. Probably the spanking. I think, you got to do spanking well, or else it's weird, honestly. Sorry. So the story, the thing about this story, here's the kind of summary. Okay, my name is, oh, here, sorry, hold on. So the thing about this story is that this is the lowest rated in this my TBR. This is 4.2 out of 5 stars on Amazon with 3.8 on Goodreads. Now, I typically don't read books that are under 4 stars on Goodreads. Yes, that's right. But I mean, you could hear it in the kind of AI summary about just mixed reviews on the writing style. So we'll see. And I've actually heard that about this book, that it's a little interesting, like not necessarily in a good way, but okay. So it said, let's read the summary. My fiance's nephew knows him every sin. Hold on. Let's read the summary. My fiance's nephew knows every sin I've ever committed. He's about to become the deepest and darkest of them all. My name is Rory Carter, and I do bad things. There's a charred soul under this angelic exterior, and sometimes I wonder if my weekly confessions to the Sinners Anonymous hotline will be enough to heal it. Marrying the 70-something head of the Cosa Nostra to save my father is the only good deed I've ever done. I'm burning and bitter under the fake smile and tight dresses, but I was keeping it together. Until my fiance's nephew turns up to dinner uninvited. So, we're talking about Angelo Vicious Visconti, who is this chick Rory's fiance's nephew, because she's gonna marry an old guy. So the thing about Sinners Anonymous is apparently Angelo and his brothers run a hotline for like made people in the mafia kind of world, to kind of absolve themselves of their sins. But apparently they're just like gathering intel on people, which honestly, if you're like me and you've read a ton of mafia, there's no way any mafia person would actually like take that seriously. Oh yeah, this will go nowhere. Please. Okay, whatever. I'm trying to do something. Okay. Like nobody in the mafia would take that seriously as like, yeah, it's just not going to go anywhere. It's like your priest, like even the priest like reports back to the Don. So come on. Anyway, but I'm excited because it's just, I'm hoping it's just like different. I've been reading kind of a lot of the same kind of stuff, like kind of boring stuff, honestly. So I'm excited about this. Okay, then next we have the Fisherman series by Julie E. Ann, which this is a combination of a duet. The first one was The Naked Fisherman, and then the next book 2 in the series is The Lost Fisherman. And so this is the Fisherman series together. So this bundle came out January 19th of 2022. It is 736 pages long, which like negates the shortness of Stay, the 200-page book. But anyway, so this is kind of a new adult, but it's Julie E. Ann, so I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. She writes like pretty complex characters, and they don't always hit for me. Like her stories don't always hit. I don't always like her characters, but I think that's not the point. So I always find her books interesting. I've had a few, like more than one, books I've absolutely loved out of her backlist, and some I couldn't finish. So I'm giving this one another try. Why do I say that? I got the sample for The Naked Fisherman, and the character annoyed me because she was 18. I actually think that was the point. I think she's supposed to read really naive, really sheltered, because that's her backstory. So let's read about it, okay? So here's the summary. It's official. I'm 18 and a young woman with endless possibilities on my way to reunite with my mom in Colorado after 5 years apart. She had a little weed incident in Nebraska. Her mom was in prison. At the airport, she springs the news on me. She's leaving for a month of job training. And me, I'm left on my own in the basement that she's renting from the Fisherman, aka her landlord who lives upstairs. His name is Fisherman. Fisher space M-A-N-N. Okay? That's why she calls him the Fisherman. He's 10 years older than me, never wears a shirt, and makes it hard to remember all the things I learned at Christian Academy. Did I mention he's also my new boss? So this duet bundled as released. I have a hair in my hand. This duet bundled as released Got 4.8 stars out of 5 on Amazon and 4.6 on Goodreads, which is the highest rated of this group. So here's what the customers say. Customers find the writing quality gorgeous, superb, and worth every heartfelt emotion. They also love the storyline and find the connection genuine. And that's it. So I think that's pretty, I don't know what to say. I think that's pretty exciting. I'm excited for that. I feel like I'm probably just going to need to give it a try. Give it a chance, right? Okay, so then I have Untouchable by Sam Mariano, which is already available. It came out in December 16th of 2018. This book is 5.5 years old. It's 494 pages. This is a high school bully romance. Now, let's just pause. Okay. If you watched my 2024 reading goals video, you would have heard me say that I wasn't going to do high school books. But I did caveat this story because I did plan to read this book. Because this book has been called like the best bully romance ever. Like the best one out there. And a masterpiece. Like this author is just like excellent at writing dark romance. And I've been reading, like I said, some kind of boring books, like some small town books with just kind of boring. So I'm looking forward to something to kind of shake me up a little bit. And I think this is it. Okay, let's read the blurb. The bully isn't supposed to win. Senior year was off to a rough start. Lube in my locker. This is the heroine talking, by the way. Okay. Lube in my locker, panties on my front porch, unimaginative name calling. See, I got a player suspended from the football team for harassing me. And in my small Texas town, you don't mess with the football players, even if they mess with you first. I didn't care if it was an unpopular thing to do. I stood up for myself, and in doing so opened a Pandora's box. I never dreamed I would attract the attention of locally worshipped star quarterback Carter Mahoney. Never imagined his coveted attention would turn out to be such a nightmare. Beneath his carefully constructed facade lurks a monster, a predator looking for the perfect prey to play with. Now, since I'm the girl no one likes or believes, I guess I'm the perfect target for his dark games and twisted desires. After surviving my first encounter with his casual depravity, all I really want is for Carter to leave me alone. But all he seems to want is me. So this got 4.4 out of 5 stars on Amazon and 4 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. Okay, so here's the summary. This is the AI summary. Okay, customers find the book dark and engaging. They also appreciate the character's development and connection. Writers describe their writing style as fine, sweet, and well written. I've never heard anybody describe Sam Mariano's writing as sweet, but okay. Apparently ChatGPT does. Okay, or whatever Amazon's version of it is. Okay. They describe the romance as intense with nuances and a nice touch. However, some find the plot complex and confusing. Opinions are mixed on the content, with some finding it fascinating and suspenseful, while others find it disturbing and annoying. And I've actually heard that about the story, is that there's a twist, some things you don't expect to see coming. So that is exciting to me. I'm looking forward to that. So that's it. Is it 9? No, it's 10 books. What does this say? Okay, this is not, it's not numbered correctly. 10 books on my TBR. And I'm hopeful I can do it. And we'll see. These books are kind of on the long side. I think they average like 400 pages, guys. I don't have a page count for some of these, but okay, they average 400 pages. We'll see. So that's it for me. That's what I have on my TBR. I pulled forward what I should have said. Is that right? Yeah. What I should have said by Max Monroe is what I pulled forward, and also Untouchable. And what I mean is I had initially said I would read those in April, and I did not get to them, but I'm still interested in them. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. As always, click like, hit subscribe, support the channel. Helps me out. Leave a comment. If you have any suggestions for June or July, there's a lot of new releases coming out in June and July that I'm really excited for. So I think it's going to be a good summer. And we are taking a 10-day cruise with the 3-year-old. So I think I'm going to have a lot of reading time. And this is coming in July, like very end of July. So, all right. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and have a great night.